listen, man. We got the chopping block. Our first Wednesday chopping block. First up on the chopping block is South Carolina governor signs a bill requiring death row inmates to choose the firing squad or the electric chair.
Damn.
That's some shit. Like pick your poison. But the reason why, I think, because the pharmaceutical companies don't want to support this anymore of putting people to death with their medicine and stuff like that. But that's, I mean, I can't believe we still having people go to death row. We're supposed to be a civilized civilization. I mean, you guys' thoughts on that? I just can't believe we have the electric chair or getting shot.
Is that the reason you think the pharmaceutical companies are not making it anymore?
They don't. I mean, their name attached to something like this, and the what do you think?
Okay, let's look at it like this, right? I think the last person they killed in South Carolina was like 10 years ago. So pharmaceutical companies ain't making no money off killing one person with a drug one time every 10 years.
Right.
You know me, D. You know I'll be thinking about that dollar. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it all comes down to. What they're gonna make? They're gonna make this lethal injection for like basically for what 1, 2, pushing it 3 lethal injections in 10 years. They ain't making no money. They stopped making it. That's why they stopped making it.
Yeah, that's resources they can push towards, pushing towards a drug that they can just keep, out to the world, man. Yeah.
Let them be able to give the lethal injection every single day and watch them start making it again.
Remember Robin Harris had that joke? He said they couldn't find nobody to kill people. He said they couldn't find nobody to pull a hand on the electric chair.
Yeah, he said he'll do it. He'll do it. He said he'll do it.
But I mean,
gotta go.
If you were in the unfortunate position of being in that situation, what would you choose?
Damn, man, don't matter.
That's an ill question.
I'll do the firing squad, bro. To be honest with you, I'm not sitting in the chair. I used to live in South Carolina where they did this. Where they pulled. I lived around the corner from the place where they pulled the chair. Like I lived. I forgot the name of the jail. I used to pass it every day. Jamie and I lived in apartments over there, and I'd rather go with the firing squad, bro. Get it over with. I don't want to sit in the chair. And they got every time they got to say they got to check you if you're there, give you some more juice.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
It's not an immediate death in the electric chair, and man. You literally smell a person cooking. From what I
I don't want that, man. I don't want that.
I think I took the conversation down. Okay, I mean, my fault. I don't want to be cooking no brothers.
I know. I just man, it's a scary time to be living in. I just can't. But the South is always going backwards to me. I swear to God. Now everybody getting guns. You can go get some blow pops and buy you a 38.
Because everybody moving back to the South, so they're getting prepared. That's what it is.
Yeah. I'm not with this. I used to want to go back down south. I think I'm good here in this high tax bracket of New York City. I'll take my chances in East New York.
Yeah.
It's nice and safe, man. Right?
Yo, I'll be honest with you. The way some of the streets are, a lot of dudes is dying from the firing squad now.
Yeah, we had some wild shooting in Bushwick this weekend. I mean, yesterday, not this weekend. I gotta stop thinking weekend now since we're on Wednesdays and whatnot.
Yeah. We gotta get ourselves together. We gotta stop killing each other.
Since we're talking about down south, critical race theory will not be taught in Texas public schools after Texas GOP passes a bill 79-65 banning the subject. Thoughts, gentlemen?
Texas again. Texas again.
The whitewash of white people history is the history. Go ahead, Rodney.
No, the thing is, I really think that Texas is trying to become the racist capital of America. I think that's what they're doing. They're trying to get, the illest shit there. They don't want no gun regulations. They don't want no gun permits.
Top 5.
Yeah, no, I think they're top 3.
All right, we're Mississippi at, we can't front on Massachusetts.
Massachusetts is the most northern South state we have. Straight races up there, man. But you saying something right?
I think that they're trying to erase history. You know what I'm saying? They figure if people don't teach it, then basically it'll go away, and then basically I guess they'll feel like racism is basically normal in Texas. You know what I mean? But that's what they're trying to do. I mean, history's always shown that, white America is always trying to erase some sort of history, the negative history that this country does.
What's the most racist place you feel you've ever been in this country?
Me?
Yep.
Probably north of South Carolina. That's the furthest probably I've ever been.
Oh, that's the furthest you've been?
Yeah, that's the furthest I've been. No, you know what? I'm sorry. I've been to Georgia. I've been to Georgia. Yeah, that's the furthest I've been.
Okay.
I've never been to Mississippi, and I've never been to Texas.
Are you talking about reputation or actual?
No, that you feel like, you know, when you were there, you just knew you wasn't in Kansas anymore.
In other words, you felt the air was thick.
I'm probably the wrong one to ask because I grew up in Long Island, New York, bro, and I got some experiences. You know what I mean? Like
I did too, so that's a good point.
So I mean, by experience, New York. I mean, when I went down south, you know, they, you know, felt how they felt, but to me, you know, they didn't say nothing to me. I didn't have to say nothing to them. That was easy. It's walking around in New York, you know, being one of the first black families in the area on a block, you know, that I, you know, in the 70s, which was a real hassle, which was a real issue. You know, but I want to speak also to critical race theory. To why we on it though, it's also like I feel as though it's beyond just them just being racist. I feel like the play is to not have any critical thought regarding race whatsoever. You know what I mean? Almost like an out of sight, out of mind thing. Since critical race theory essentially teaches like, you know, like race is sort of like a structural thing. You know, it's just part of American society. It's one of the pillars of our country. You know, we can't get rid of it. And I think that in that regard, they're just kind of trying to just take that whole conversation away. And I don't know where they're going with it. You know, it's easy to just dismiss it as say is a racist move and everything. And you know, everything I've seen, you know, it probably is. But I'm just trying to ascribe some sense of common sense to people who, you know, and people who just don't have it or something. I don't know. I'm trying to make sense of it in my own mind. You know, and we said with Boston, Boston. See, she grew up in, I grew up in the town built to keep,
Well, see, my mother was from South Carolina, and she said don't go to Boston, so I know it's serious there. Let me tell you something. I drove to Alabama, played myself, drove through Mississippi at 4 a.m, and I said if I see some flashing lights behind me, I'm just gonna die. I'm not even gonna. I really felt if I saw like Mississippi burning that just come out, I was like I'm gonna die, and I cut through West Virginia for 15 minutes and got pulled over.
God damn!
3 black men in a Cadillac, and we got pulled over, and they had guns drawn, and they took us off the car, and they spread us eagle.
Yeah, I had the same thing done. I had it done in North Carolina to me. I lived in South Carolina for school, so South Carolina would say is racist as hell. Georgia, where we had I don't know if Jamie was with us. We stopped at this gas station one time, and they had the South of Ride signs. All these black people eating watermelons and shit like that. I knocked over the whole fucking count. It was the thing to hold up where you hold the deodorant on. I pushed the whole shit over. It was wild. I don't know if Jamie was with me. I can't remember. This is a long time ago. And then and most racist spot also is Howard Beach, Queens. When I was in middle school, 1984, first time I ever got called nigga was in Howard Beach. I mean, my middle school 202 bathroom. My first time, and we got chased home. And if Brad's on it, you know, people always got chased home and shit like that. So that was probably those 2-3 areas are the worst places I've ever been faced racism. Straight up.
You know, D, you remember I used to work in Howard Beach.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We got you got story.
Remember when I tell you the story about the Con Ed men?
Oh yeah. If we had more time, I'll tell you the selling story. I know we know Jamie Price, like we got to move on because I know if anybody, we might have some issues there because Jamie is living in whack ass Florida and he has some weather issues down there. So I'm just playing. Jamie, don't be mad at me. And these expressions are coming from me. I know you're about to put that up on me. Anyhow, speaking of racism and stuff like that in the South, Joe Biden went down to Oklahoma down there. It was a massacre of 107-year-old Tulsa race riots. 100 years ago, Tulsa. I want to say riots. I would say massacre. I want to say riots. That was a massacre of people. We celebrate that yesterday. Any thoughts? Jelly, that's right. Tell them about that racist ass pizza over there. Killed my Michael Griffin back in the day. Yeah. So Newport. That's it. You were officially an officer in that one. So they was racist as hell. They was racist as hell.
I worked there almost 10 years.
Wow. Yeah. So anyhow, so go ahead, Derek.
Yeah, I mean, regarding the Tulsa race massacre and Joe Biden, as I understand, and I don't want to piss anybody else off, but it's just interesting. He doesn't have he didn't have the greatest track record regarding race itself, man. In certain circles, you know what I mean. So I find it interesting. I also see that there seems to be a lot more attraction for the idea of reparations, you know, and I feel as though like the ground is being set for something regarding that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's almost like we're getting a lot. You know, we get a lot of stimulus money. Money's flying everywhere. You know, people get used to getting the stimulus checks, the unemployment bonuses, and people are kind of more comfortable with the idea of getting paid for hardship. You know. I just kind of wonder where reparations is and what the end game is regarding, with relation to the powers that be, with regard to the idea of reparations, because you're starting to hear all these things about Tulsa and, and everything that we're going. So I'm just interested. I'm just kind of watching the skies a little bit and just, got my finger in it, testing the winds a little bit, just trying to see what it is. So, past that, it was a terrible moment in our history. I shouldn't have had to wait until I was an adult to hear about it, and other similar massacres in our history. But it is where it is, it is what it is right now. So,
Well, you know what? I think Joe Biden is a tourniquet. I've been saying that. I just think every situation is just pretty much going to be pretty mild. And I think that's what it is. And I think he's in a situation where he's trying to always bridge the gap between two different areas. That's it. So I don't think it's anything transformative. I think some of these things are to placate people. And so, when I see Joe Biden, I don't think Joe Biden galvanizes anybody. I mean, I think what it was Joe Biden is a person that would like to draw some attention, but his legacy pretty much would be the person that just ended the Trump presidency. I think that's pretty much what it is. So I don't ever expect much out of him when he draws attention to a situation. I think it's just pretty much vanilla. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that's anything against his integrity or his intent. I just don't think he's really transformative. I just think everything is just going to be pretty much a quick photo op and people will see it and recognize it, but I don't think anything will rally the troops.
So this is my thing with this, right? The Congressional Black Caucus went down there, and these motherfuckers went down there and started dancing, doing Soul Train lines with African beats. No, like, where's the reparations at? Like, that's the conversation you had. Now Joe Biden talking about them have to wait. What? Like, James Bolden said, why do we always have to wait? Why do we always have to wait? Like, I waited for my kids, I waited for my sister, everybody. We wait. We turn old and gray, and we don't wait. People die. Like, why we have those two? Let's get reparations for Oklahoma. Let's start with them alone. And then we could go for the rest of the nation. Like, why are we not having those conversations? This is why I'm not, and everybody know I'm not a Kamala Harris fan. I wasn't a really big Joe Biden fan. And it's just because of the same bullshit. The Asians got their shit first, and we always got to wait. Why we have to wait? Oklahoma, think about it. How many buildings destroyed? 100-something buildings was destroyed?
Yeah.
Why we not telling the people, like, whatever the land is worth, give them what the land is worth now? And because all those, you got universities, you got all the buildings built on top of that stuff like that. Give those people that money. Yeah. You got people that the lady is 107 years old. She's still waiting for reparations. 107. Right. Come on, man. Right. That's sad, man. That's sad. She got great grandkids still running around here, and she didn't get nothing. Question. No question. And like that's like Joe Biden is a smoke and mirrors. I know everybody wanted Trump to be going there, so like, and Barack Obama too. I'm sad that this is the first president went to Oklahoma to admit this shit. We had a black president. This dude didn't even come on. Let's go down there.
Listen, Barack did what I needed him to do, which was not called, just look good and just be there and just for most of my children's, he was eloquent, man. He was well put together. He held himself with dignity. I was good. He didn't tear nothing up. I was good with him, but I didn't expect him to do anything. I'm gonna be honest with you, and that's not letting him off the hook. It's just that he's a politician. And he's just the new face with the same playbook. Nobody's going to check. I keep saying it. President is like a quarterback, but the playbook don't change, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's the same playbook. They're not going to change it. They got the same team identity. The Giants are going to run the football. Quarterback ain't going to be nothing, but we're going to run the football. That's what we do. We run the football or whatever it is that we do. All he can do is manage it. And that's it. Maybe rearrange some furniture.
Coach Jan, what is BIPOC people asking for?
Yeah, people of color.
Black indigenous
people of color. That's what I get.
Yeah, that's what it was. I remember that. I forgot that
black indigenous people of color.
My social work class there. Yeah. So well, I'm sorry. You was about to say something, Rodney?
Yeah. I'm about to open the door.
Here we go. Put your foot in first. Kick in the door. Waving the 4-4.
Honestly, do you guys think that they're going to give us reparations?
No.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure we're on the same page, because this is the way I look at it. And I'm not saying I'm not for reparations, because I absolutely am. The thing is this, I look at it like this. Any white president that would give Black America reparations would be the end of his political career. That's how I look at it. If a white president did give us reparations, it would have to be in his last term on the way out the door.
It's not even that. It's to speak on it, like, is it Congress too? You got to think about Congress. So this thing, even the study is still waiting to have the study for reparations.
Yeah. But the thing is, the president is the coach of the team. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Especially when you got his same party controlling both two other branches of the government. But that's just my theory on it. Like I said, even like kind of like, I look at it like this, like liberal white America, they still would be pissed if they gave us reparations.
Oh yeah,
and that's really how I see it.
Malcolm X talked about the white liberal. Michael X spoke about the white liberal.
Yeah, they would even be mad, even though they vote Democratic or what have you. But I think they would be just as pissed as racist white America if any president or government gave us reparations.
If you were a white person, just a middle class average white person, it would seem to you that we were getting preferential treatment.
Correct.
Right. That's just how it was. You wouldn't understand that it was to make. Look at what I think Barack had to give as part of his deal. I think he had to release some funds from Iran. I think back when they were doing that, and all you saw on, I can't remember, but they had to release some funds from Iran. And all you heard on the right was, oh look, he's giving them money. He's giving them money, when they didn't understand that it was actually time to give them this money, like it was some sort of time. It was, you know what I mean? It was
it's money. It's money that we held.
Right, we held on to it, and he released it finally. You know what I mean? It would be like, so he was making, he was following what was already put in place. You know what I mean? So
absolutely right. Absolutely right.
What study did they do before starting giving it? You know what? You're right. It just happened. It just but that again, that's part of something else that's going on. That we don't.
But I think the thing that we have to also understand is there are certain things that you have to fight for strategically. So if they're not giving it to you, then you got to make them feel it. All right, so I'm not buying no Louis Vuitton. I'm not buying no Fendi. I'm not spending the $1 trillion of buying power we have. We're going to reallocate it to ourselves, and that's what it is. So we're not.
I feel you on that.
I'm buying hair too.
Yeah, that's it. So whatever it is. All right, wait a minute, Rod. Wait a minute. See, now,
I know what I said.
You don't went too far, brother. Now I was on a roll. I was trying to get Fendi passed, and that's not gonna make it through Black Congress right now. You know what I'm saying?
But it's true. It's a multi-billion dollar industry that Black people don't own a zero.
There you go. So now get your
nobody buys hair like we do, and like I said, they don't own none of it, and they're not getting a dime of it, and you're blocked out of getting into the business of hair. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Stop buying it, bring them to their knees, and then you'll see. If you bring those big corporations down to their knees, those big corporations have political power. So if you bring them down to their knees and they say, hey, give them what they want so they can come back and spend their money with us, you watch and see how quickly things happen. We have to learn the power of the dollar.
No doubt. That's it. That's the name of the game. Don't.
Why aren't we doing it?
Derek, you trying to get me canceled on a Wednesday. I'm not going to say it. But I'm not going to let the enemy use it.
So moving on. So Ron DeSantis, talking about racist shit and everything like that, but this is a little different subject. Ron DeSantis signs into law for Florida banning transgenders from participating in women's sports.
Oh,
that's good.
Yeah. You see what Brad said?
Bring it up. I'm sorry, I was reading that. I didn't see what he said.
He said
he went to the outlets in Atlanta last weekend, and he said there still was a crazy line for Gucci outlet. Now, I'm glad he said that. Right, I was in the mall a little while back, right? I went to take my daughter to the mall, and I walked past the Louis Vuitton store. The velvet rope is back out. The line is long. But pay attention when you look into the store ain't crowded. They're intentionally making you wait on that line to make it seem like it's so important. You know what I'm saying? It's a marketing strategy. Now, the thing is, I'm going to make you wait on the line to come in here and spend hundreds or maybe thousands of dollars, and you're going to still wait online. That's amazing how you get tricked like that.
Yeah.
Oh, no question.
Right.
No question.
I'm not standing on the line nowhere to give my hundreds or maybe thousands of dollars to anybody.
Right. Right. And
you
don't have to...
next time you walk by, look in the store, and you tell me if it's crowded.
Right. Before we go back on Ron DeSantis, one place me and you probably stay on line for.
Okay, I'm not gonna say it. I know you're gonna say it.
Cracker Barrel, baby. Cracker Barrel. I'm on that line, baby.
Give black people their money.
But the thing is, I'm only giving them like $8-9 up in there because that's what pancakes for.
Yeah, I'm doing that shit. Fuck that shit. I want them shit. So anyway, back to Ron DeSantis signs into law, Florida banning transgenders from participating in women's sports. Thoughts, gentlemen?
About time.
Okay.
You know, broken clock is what do you say? The broken clock is right twice a day. You know what I mean? So I mean, I'm just wondering, man, like why, like certain stuff, like where did common sense go? You know, like where did it go? You know, if we're banning PEDs, all right, why would you put a man? I shouldn't say that. Let me bring it back. Why would you do that? That's like a built-in advantage right there. You know what I mean? It's like you built in, like it's like an HGH. You know what I mean? Just built in. It just didn't make no sense. And why is it there in the first place? You know, these girls are out here. They're competing. They're trying to get scholarships to go to school and better themselves in their futures. Why would you take that away from them? Why you know what I mean? Why would you put an obstacle in front of that? You know what I mean? It's very competitive, man. You're taking somebody else's place, you know, and it's ridiculous, man. You compete with the guys. You're not good enough to compete with the guys and drop, you know? So
it was, I think it was the right thing to do. I think it is an unfair advantage. And, you know, the way I look at it is this. I'm not going to live long enough where I get all this stuff because there's certain things I'm really certain things I'm just really not even open to changing with. And this is my stance, and everybody can understand it. Whatever plumbing you come with, if it's internal, you play with the people with the internal plumbing. If it's external, you play with people with the external. If it's external, you go to the urinal. If it's internal, you go to the toilet, and that's it. So whichever way the way I look at it is the league you're in. If you pee standing up, you're in that league. If you pee sitting down, you're in that league, and that's it. Now, what you doing?
I'm about to cry, man.
I'm sorry. You ain't got to ask me. You ain't got to email me. You got to do nothing. It's that third. Matter of fact, I'm against the scroll at the bottom too. Forget the scroll for trying to get fired. That's right. You want to play rough? I play rough.
No. I'm sorry, Rodney. Before I say, go ahead. Oh, what Brian say?
No.
Yeah, he said if the Santos found us outside, it's also against transgenders in sports. The change his position, allow it to own the libs.
Mr. Ron DeSantis is one of those Trump yes guys. Like he does whatever Trump tells him to do.
Yeah.
Now I don't disagree with the transgenders with you know they're not being able to play with women or sports, keeping them out of sports. See, the thing is, I want to backtrack to an old show that we had where we talked about Brucey Jenner. Okay.
Hey, if I get the stroll,
wait till I finish, and then put it up. The thing is, we're going to backtrack to a show we had in the past about Brucey Jenner, right? Now, Brucey Jenner is signed on to be a Republican. He's going to run for the governor of California, right? So now he's signed on with a party that basically is against transgenders, right? So the thing is, that's how you know that there's an ulterior motive. The Republican Party is about to use him in a certain way. You know what I'm saying? They want to use him when it's comfortable. But that's why you can't, like, I think, Kelvin, you said it before, you said you don't trust it. Yeah, we can't trust Brucey Jenner because he's fooled us in the past. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He made us think he was Bruce Jenner. You know what I'm saying? And when it was convenient for him to make money as a male. You know what I'm
And
saying?
he'll be back. He'll be back, by the way. When they offer him $100 million to change back, he'll be back.
He'll change that. Whatever it has to do with money, he'll change to be whatever it has to be. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, it just goes to show you the trickery and like the dishonesty about the Republican Party and Ron DeSantis and those people. But I just wanted to touch on that.
Hey, we're not gonna get invited to the Pride Parade.
I'm gonna say this.
No, we don't got no beef with the Pride Parade.
I'm gonna say this though. And to me, these conversations blend. It goes back what you say about the reparations. In other words, there's a community here. There's a community here that you know not to say anything about other than praise. You cannot be objective. You cannot disagree. You cannot critique this community. That is just the bottom line. But the black community, you can do anything you want to. The black community you can talk about, they ain't even no scroll on the bottom of the black community. At the end of the day, you mention something about the transgender or gay community and people feel it is not of praise, you get criticized. And that's the reality of it. And so we've got to do the same thing. In those communities, they forced it. And that's what it is. You know, you're very, very careful.
Baby girl's right.
They're physically men. They're physically men. Exactly.
We agree, baby girl.
Yeah. It's like, because like I said before, I want my daughter in a high school match fighting an 18-year-old boy, child that was a boy and then transgendered on. That ain't gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
Because we're gonna run out on the mat.
In fact,
I'm coming out on the mat. I want to get into the match.
Oh, we want cheating now. That's what we doing. All right, cool.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Where's okay?
Yeah. So
feel the man string.
But